Nebraska is the epicenter of center pivot irrigation. You may not know this, but UNL has resources pooled together to really address the challenges of water for food. Here's NTV's Grow co-host Steve White.
I think what attracted me here to the Institute is, I think it's this the mission in terms of it sees itself as working in Nebraska nationally and globally, internationally, and particularly with a sort of international development sort of exposure. I think that's intriguing, it's exciting. I think this is a hugely critical water and food. It's very much, my personal vision fits very much with the vision of the Institute, and then hugely supported by the leadership here at the university and more broadly in the state. I think it's a very exciting opportunity, very ambitious, bold. I think it's made very good progress in the last 5 years, and I think has a real opportunity to have significant impact in the world.
You know, I work with Nebraska farmers all the time. We're very fortunate to be sitting on the Ogallala Aquifer, but as you travel the world, certainly that's not the case for a lot of folks who, especially in kind of the subsistence agriculture world, that water is a resource that's much more challenging.
I think groundwater just generally gives farmers the opportunity to have a relatively reliable resource. Of course it's expensive to develop and use, but I think it's just one of the important inputs to agriculture. I think one of the exciting or important parts in Nebraska is to take this broader view and to really look at the sustainability of the resource, and sort of managing this across the state has been important. I think elsewhere in the world the groundwater has been developed, but not with this focus on ensuring the sustainability of the resource. And I think that's one of the big challenges facing many small-scale farmers who maybe weren't the poorest of the poor, but certainly have invested a lot of their own resources in developing wells, and now find themselves in a situation where they can't afford to pump the water. And more broadly, it's actually jeopardizing major food baskets of the world. So it is having groundwater is a huge advantage for farmers, but it's then also the opportunity to make sure that the overall resource is sustained. And I think these are the two elements that Nebraska has been fortunate to address.
It sounds like you've got, this is obviously an institute that's got a strong mission. That it sounds like you're excited to get and join the work here.
Yeah, very much. It is. It's not an easy challenge, but I think it's a challenge that I've spent a lot of my career working in. It evolves in front of us because of these things that are changing, the growing populations, growing economies, aspirations of different communities. It's great to see the agricultural community connecting into this process as well. So I think it's building that on that. I think we have a real opportunity to address many of these issues and bring some of the capacities here to bear on problems elsewhere.
See what the weather has ahead for the week in your NTV's Grow forecast coming up.